Have you ever thought about how you'll make the most of each year as you get older? Once we reach 60 and beyond, we start to realize that every year, especially those years after 70, is truly precious. We all want to stay healthy to enjoy our grandchildren, our hobbies, and the simple joys of life for as long as we can. That's why today I want to talk with you about something serious but very important for our well-being and longevity: the early signs of liver cancer and how to prevent it. Now, I know the topic of cancer can feel heavy, but I'm here in a calm and caring way to guide you through this. Think of it like a wise friend having a heartfelt chat with you. By the end of this video, you'll learn about 7 warning signs of liver cancer that people around age 60 should be aware of, and practical things we can all do to help prevent it. We'll keep the language simple, no complicated medical jargon, and even share a couple little stories about folks like Nancy and Tom to show what these signs might look like in real life. Why liver cancer? Liver cancer is often thought of as a silent threat because it doesn't always show symptoms early on. It tends to affect older adults. In fact, most people are diagnosed in their 60s, but if we catch it early, when those first hints appear, doctors have a much better chance of treating it successfully. Knowing what to look for could literally add years to your life. Years that are incredibly valuable to us all. Let's take this time to learn and reflect. What should we pay attention to? And how can we look after our liver to stay healthy? Grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's walk through these 7 signs one by one. Remember, this isn't about scaring anyone. It's about empowering you with knowledge. After all, knowledge is the best medicine we have in our tool belt. All right, let's begin with the first sign to watch for, and that's unexplained weight loss. Sign 1, unexplained weight loss. Have you noticed the pounds coming off without trying? Unexplained weight loss means you're losing weight even though you're not dieting or exercising more than usual. At first, some of us might think, hey, losing a few pounds isn't so bad, especially if we've been meaning to shed a little weight. But here's the concern. If you find that your clothes are getting looser and you haven't intentionally changed your eating habits or activity level, it could be a sign that something's not right inside your body. One of those possibilities is an issue with your liver. Liver cancer, like many cancers, can speed up your metabolism or make you lose your appetite, leading to weight loss you didn't plan for. Imagine this scenario. Nancy, 62, always weighed around 150 pounds most of her adult life. She stays fairly active by gardening, and she enjoys her meals. Over a couple of months, Nancy's daughter noticed that Nancy's dresses looked a bit baggy. Nancy was surprised to find she had lost about 10 pounds without changing her diet. She thought it was just because she was getting older or maybe stress. But unexplained weight loss is a red flag. Thankfully, Nancy decided to visit her doctor. After some tests, they discovered early-stage liver trouble was behind her weight loss. Because she caught it early, she was able to get treatment in time. What should you do? Don't brush off unintentional weight loss, especially if it's more than a few pounds. It may not be cancer. It could be other things like a thyroid issue or digestive problem. But it's important to find out. Make an appointment with your doctor and let them know about the change. Regular checkups are so valuable here. Catching problems early can make treatment much easier and more effective also. To keep an eye on your weight in a healthy way, make sure you're eating a balanced diet. Try to eat nutritious foods and fewer processed foods to maintain a healthy weight. That not only helps you feel your best day to day, but it also supports your liver. Remember, your liver is like your body's filter. It processes almost everything you eat and drink. By giving it healthy fuel and checking in with your doctor when something seems off, you're doing your part to prevent serious issues down the road. Sign 2, loss of appetite, feeling full quickly. The second sign is a loss of appetite, or feeling full sooner than normal. We all have days when food just isn't appealing, or maybe we fill up fast because we had a big lunch. But if you consistently find that you're just not as hungry as you used to be, or you get full after only a few bites of food, pay attention. In the context of liver cancer, people often experience a persistent loss of appetite. You might sit down to dinner and barely eat a few spoonfuls before feeling like you've had enough. This isn't just having a small appetite for a day. It's an ongoing change in your eating pattern. Let's go back to Nancy's story for a moment. Along with her weight loss, she realized that she was leaving almost half her food on the plate at dinner. Nancy loved her Sunday roast dinners, but lately she found herself saying, "I'm just not hungry tonight." She'd feel full after eating only a small portion. This was very unlike her usual self. What was happening? When her doctor checked her, they found her liver was a bit enlarged, which can press on the stomach and make you feel full faster. In Nancy's case, it was a warning sign that her liver wasn't healthy. Why does this happen? When the liver is diseased or a tumor grows there, it can disrupt your digestion and even your hormones that control hunger. An enlarged liver, which often happens if something's wrong like cancer or cirrhosis, can give you that feeling of fullness under the ribs on the right side, and it can make your stomach capacity feel smaller. So you end up eating less without realizing why. What can you do about it? First, take note if your eating habits change for more than a week or two. If you're regularly saying, "I'm not really hungry," and skipping meals or eating very little, talk to your healthcare provider. They can run simple tests to see if your liver, or any other part of you, is causing this. In the meantime, focus on quality over quantity with the food you do manage to eat. Choose healthy, unprocessed foods, things like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains, to make sure you're still getting nutrients even if your portions are smaller. Sometimes, eating smaller meals more frequently can help if you feel full quickly. And as always, keep those routine checkups. Your doctor can monitor your liver enzymes with blood tests if needed, which might catch an issue even before you feel symptoms. Remember, a healthy diet not only helps you maintain strength, but also can prevent liver issues related to fatty liver disease, often tied to too much processed food and sugar. So, enjoying fresh, wholesome foods is a simple way to love your liver. Sign 3, nausea and vomiting. Let's move on to sign number 3, which is something a lot of us have experienced at one time or another: nausea, feeling sick to your stomach, and possibly vomiting. Now, by itself, an upset stomach can come from many things. Maybe you ate something that didn't agree with you, or you caught a stomach bug. But what we're talking about here is a persistent, frequent nausea or bouts of vomiting that don't have an obvious explanation and don't seem to subside. If day after day you're feeling queasy, or you often wake up with a sour stomach, it could be your body sending up a flare that your liver needs help. Why would liver issues cause nausea? Think of your liver as a detox center and a digestion helper. It produces bile that helps break down fats in your food. If the liver is not working well, say, due to a tumor or inflammation, your digestion gets out of whack. Toxins might also build up in your body when the liver isn't filtering properly, and this can make you feel sick to your stomach. Many people with liver cancer or advanced liver disease report feeling nauseated or even vomiting in later stages of the illness. Let's consider a little story. Tom, 64, a retired teacher, started feeling nauseous nearly every morning. He initially blamed it on his new cholesterol medication, or sometimes on eating dinner too late. But even after adjusting those things, the nausea stuck around. Some days he couldn't even enjoy his coffee because he felt so queasy. One weekend, he even vomited twice with no clear cause. Tom's wife urged him to see the doctor. After a checkup, blood tests showed some liver enzymes were very high. Further scans, unfortunately, revealed Tom had a tumor on his liver, contributing to those constant sick-to-the-stomach feelings. The lesson from Tom's experience is not to ignore frequent nausea. What can you do? If you notice a symptom, again, start with a visit to your doctor to sort out why it's happening. It might not be liver cancer. It could be gastritis, an ulcer, gallbladder issues, or even something as simple as a medication side effect. But you want to rule out the serious stuff. In terms of prevention and relief, maintain a moderate lifestyle with limited alcohol, because heavy drinking can irritate your stomach and liver, contributing to nausea over time. If you do feel nauseous often, try eating bland, easy-to-digest foods like toast, bananas, rice, and see if it helps. Make sure to stay hydrated, even if you have to sip ginger tea or water slowly. Ginger, by the way, is a natural tummy soother. Think ginger ale or ginger tea. Just watch the sugar in ginger ale. But the biggest thing is identifying the cause. Persistent nausea is not just a normal part of aging. It's a sign to pay attention to your body. So, if this sounds like you or someone you know, please take it seriously enough to get it checked out. Your liver will thank you if the doctors can address a brewing problem early. Sign 4. Abdominal swelling or bloating. Sign number 4 is something you might see as much as feel. Abdominal swelling or bloating, especially in the upper right side, or just a general fullness in the belly that doesn't go away. Many of us might chalk up a bigger belly to gaining a little weight or eating a heavy meal. But the kind of swelling we're talking about here is different. It's often caused by fluid buildup in the abdomen, a condition called ascites. This can happen when the liver isn't functioning well and fluid leaks out into the belly area, causing it to distend. If your abdomen is growing and you're not overeating or pregnant, for the ladies out there, and especially if it's accompanied by other symptoms like those we're discussing, it could be a sign of liver trouble. Let's turn to Tom's story now. Remember Tom from the last point? In addition to nausea, Tom noticed something else over a couple of months. His belly seemed to be bulging, but not in the usual way. His arms and legs were about the same, but he had to loosen his belt a notch and even joke with his buddies that he was getting a beer belly. One evening, while getting ready for bed, his wife touched his stomach and mentioned it felt hard and tight, not soft like ordinary fat. This swelling was actually fluid accumulation. For Tom, years of having a few drinks every night had contributed to liver damage, cirrhosis, and that led to fluid in his abdomen. It turned out there was also a tumor worsening the blockage of blood flow through his liver, making the swelling more pronounced. Now, why would liver cancer cause swelling? Liver cancer often develops on top of liver cirrhosis, long-term scarring. Cirrhosis from causes like hepatitis or alcoholism changes the pressure in the blood vessels of the liver and can push fluid out into the belly. A tumor can also press on blood vessels and raise pressure in the abdomen. The result is that fluid starts accumulating around the intestines and liver, making the stomach area swell. Sometimes feet and ankles can swell too, because fluid can build up when the liver and circulation are out of balance. What can you do to prevent this? The best step is to take care of your liver before it ever gets to this point. One major cause of liver cirrhosis, scarring, and fluid buildup is excess alcohol consumption. Cutting back or stopping alcohol can greatly reduce your risk of developing cirrhosis and subsequently liver cancer. Tom's story is a cautionary tale. He wishes he had moderated his drinking earlier. So if you do drink, keep it to a moderate level. For example, no more than 1 drink a day for women or 2 for men. And even less as you get older is better, since our bodies process alcohol more slowly with age. Another prevention tip is maintaining a healthy weight and diet. Fatty liver disease, often from obesity or diets high in sugar and processed foods, can also cause cirrhosis over time. So by eating a balanced diet and staying active, you're doing your liver a favor. If you notice your abdomen swelling up and it's not because you've been overeating, do see a doctor promptly. They can check if it's fluid by a physical exam or an ultrasound. Sometimes just tapping on the belly can indicate fluid. This symptom should be addressed quickly, because if it is ascites from liver disease, that means the liver is quite stressed. Treatments are available to drain the fluid and treat the cause, but the sooner the better. So don't just buy bigger pants. Get it checked out. Sign 5. Abdominal pain or discomfort, especially on the right side. Sign 5 is abdominal pain or discomfort, particularly in the upper right side of your belly or even in your right shoulder or back area. The liver itself doesn't have nerves that cause pain, but when it's enlarged or when something is pressuring, like a tumor, it can cause pain in the surrounding areas. You might feel a dull ache, a feeling of fullness under your right rib cage, or sometimes a sharp pain that comes and goes. Some people even feel it as a pain in their right shoulder blade area. Strange as that sounds, it's because the liver can press on nerves that refer pain to the shoulder. Let's talk about Susan, a 68-year-old retiree who loved to do yoga. During her yoga sessions, Susan started noticing a discomfort on the right side of her abdomen when twisting or lying flat on her stomach. It wasn't very sharp, but it was there. She also felt a bit of a back ache near her right shoulder blade afterwards. At first, she dismissed it as maybe a pulled muscle or just getting older, but it nagged her for weeks. Finally, during a checkup, she mentioned it to her physician. The doctor examined Susan's abdomen and actually felt that her liver was slightly enlarged. A scan later revealed a small mass on her liver, causing that pressure and pain. The key point here, Don't ignore persistent pain or weird aches in your upper belly. We all get random aches. But if you have an ache that sticks around or keeps coming back, especially on the right side, take note. Liver cancer can cause the liver to swell or a tumor to stretch the liver's covering, resulting in pain. Sometimes it can also cause pain by irritating the diaphragm, the muscle under your lungs, which can refer pain to the shoulder. What can you do? First, mention it to your doctor. They might perform an exam, checking under your ribs for any enlargement. They may also order imaging tests like an ultrasound to see what's happening. Don't just rely on painkillers to make it go away. Find out why it's there. In terms of prevention, consider the underlying causes that might lead to liver pain. One big cause of liver problems is hepatitis. Both hepatitis B and C can silently damage the liver for years and eventually lead to cancer. There's a vaccine for hepatitis B that many of us in the West might not have received if we were born before it was common. So it's worth asking your doctor if you should get one for hepatitis C. There isn't a vaccine, but there are very effective treatments now. So it's also worth getting tested for Hep C at least once. CDC actually recommends that all baby boomers do this, because many people got it decades ago from things like old blood transfusions or medical procedures and never knew. It can now be cured in most cases, which lowers the risk of later liver damage. By preventing and treating hepatitis, you reduce the chance of liver scarring and tumors that cause pain. Another prevention tip: don't ignore gallbladder issues. Sometimes pain in the right side could be gallstones or gallbladder infections. While that's different from liver cancer, a chronically inflamed liver or bile duct issues can potentially increase cancer risks too. Eating a healthy diet and keeping your cholesterol in check can help prevent gallstones, indirectly helping your liver as well. So, bottom line for this sign: listen to your body's whispers. If it's whispering "ouch" in your right side consistently, get it looked at. It might be something minor, but it could be something that needs attention. And taking care of things like vaccinations, moderate alcohol use, and a healthy diet will give your liver the best chance to stay pain-free and healthy. Sign 6, jaundice, yellowing of eyes and skin. Sign 6 is one that is often more obvious: jaundice, which is a yellowing of the skin and eyes. This happens when there's a buildup of bilirubin, a yellow pigment, in your body, usually because the liver isn't processing it properly. You might notice the whites of your eyes turning yellow or your skin developing a yellowish tinge. Sometimes friends or family notice it before you do, especially in natural light. Jaundice can also come with other changes. Your urine might turn very dark, often described like tea or cola-colored, and your stool bowel movements might become pale, almost clay-colored. Some people experience itchy skin all over as another clue, because excess bilirubin can cause itching. This sign can be quite alarming when you first see it, and it should be taken seriously. In the context of liver cancer, jaundice often indicates that a tumor might be blocking a bile duct or that the liver's function is significantly impaired. However, jaundice can have other causes too, like hepatitis or gallstones, which are also urgent to treat. Let's revisit Nancy's story for a moment. After losing weight and experiencing low appetite, one morning Nancy looked in the mirror and noticed the whites of her eyes weren't so white. They had a bit of a yellowish shade. At first, she wondered if it was the lighting, but later that day, her son mentioned, "Mom, are your eyes a little yellow? Maybe we should get that checked." Nancy also realized she'd been scratching her arms a lot lately. Her skin was unusually itchy, and she'd seen her urine turn dark amber recently. These signs all pointed to jaundice. She went to her doctor right away. Tests showed that one of the ducts that drains her bile was narrowed, causing bile to build up. In Nancy's case, it was an early tumor causing the blockage. The good news is that noticing the jaundice prompted quick action. She was able to get treatment to remove the blockage and address the tumor before it spread further. What to do if you notice jaundice? Don't delay. See a doctor immediately. Jaundice is never something to shrug off. It indicates a significant issue with the liver or bile system. Doctors will usually do blood tests to check your liver function and bilirubin levels, and imaging tests to see if something is blocking the bile flow. Now, how do we prevent getting to the point of jaundice? Preventing jaundice means keeping your liver healthy and your bile ducts clear. Many causes of jaundice are linked to things we've already talked about: hepatitis, alcohol-related liver disease, and gallbladderissues.so. Protect yourself from hepatitis. Get the hepatitis B vaccine if you haven't. It's a simple series of shots that can protect you for life. And if you think you might have been exposed to hepatitis C, or even if you don't think so, but you're in that baby boomer age group or had blood transfusions before the early 90s, get a one-time Hep C test. If it's positive, modern medicine can often cure it with pills over a few months, which can save your liver from serious harm. Limit alcohol. We said before, but it bears repeating. Excessive alcohol over years is a top cause of cirrhosis and liver failure, which can lead to jaundice and liver cancer. If you keep your drinking moderate or zero, you significantly cut down that risk. Avoid harmful substances. Be cautious with medications and supplements. Some can hurt the liver if taken too much. Always use medications, even over-the-counter pain relievers like acetaminophen, as directed, because too much can cause liver damage and jaundice. Maintain a healthy diet. A balanced diet helps prevent fatty liver disease, which is an increasing cause of liver problems and jaundice. Too much processed junk food and sugary drinks can lead to a fatty liver in some people, which over time can cause inflammation, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, and even cirrhosis. So, eating plenty of veggies, fruits, and lean proteins, and keeping a healthy weight will help keep your liver in good shape. If you or someone you know notices a telltale yellow in the eyes or skin, remember Nancy and don't wait. Prompt treatment can resolve jaundice depending on the cause. And if it is cancer behind it, the sooner you address it, the better the chances for a good outcome. Sign 7. Fatigue and weakness. We've arrived at sign 7. Our final sign, a feeling of constant fatigue and weakness. Now, let's be honest, who doesn't feel tired at 60 or 70 sometimes? Feeling a bit more tired than we used to is common as we age. But the fatigue we're talking about here is more than the usual weariness after a busy day. It's extreme, ongoing tiredness that doesn't seem to get better with a good night's sleep. It's the kind of fatigue where you feel drained doing things that used to be easy, like taking a short walk, cooking a meal, or even talking for a long time. You might also feel weak, like your muscles just don't have their normal strength. Fatigue is a tricky symptom because it can be caused by almost any health issue or even just life stress. But in liver cancer or liver disease, it's especially common. Think of your liver as a powerhouse that helps regulate energy by metabolizing nutrients and clearing toxins. If it's not working properly, your body can feel like a car that isn't getting good fuel or can't run efficiently. Toxins can build up and normal metabolism slows, leading to that overwhelming tiredness and weakness. Let's imagine Robert, a 70-year-old who prides himself on staying active. He walks his dog every morning and does light exercises. Over a few months, Robert started feeling that even after a full night's sleep, he woke up tired. During the day, he found himself dozing off while reading, something that never used to happen. He also skipped his afternoon walks because he just didn't have the energy and his legs felt heavy. Robert thought, well, I am getting older, maybe this is just how it is. But his wife was concerned because this change was pretty sudden. She convinced him to see their doctor. A blood test showed Robert was mildly anemic and his liver enzymes were elevated. After further tests, they found a small liver tumor as the culprit, causing his body to feel so run down. Like our other stories, catching it early meant he could get treatment and eventually regain his energy. The takeaway here is, don't simply write off a sudden, persistent drop in energy as just aging. Sure, we might slow down a bit as years go by, but if you feel profoundly fatigued for weeks or months, it's worth investigating. It could be due to liver issues, among other things. What can you do to fight fatigue and keep your energy? Start with the basics: good sleep, moderate exercise, and healthy eating. These give you a strong foundation. Exercise, even just walking, can actually boost energy in the long run and helps your liver by keeping your weight in check. But if you've been doing those and still feel exhausted, see your healthcare provider. They can do tests to find out if there's an underlying cause like anemia, thyroid problems, or liver dysfunction. If it turns out to be something like liver disease, addressing that cause can significantly improve how you feel day to day. For example, Treating hepatitis or stopping alcohol can allow your liver to heal and your energy to rebound. As for prevention, many of the liver-friendly habits we discussed, like not drinking too much, avoiding hepatitis, eating well, not smoking, will also help you avoid that pathological fatigue because your body will be healthier. Also, stay hydrated and consider if any medications you take might cause fatigue. Sometimes the fix is as simple as adjusting a dose, with your doctor's guidance, of course. In short, listen to your body's energy levels. If you're constantly running on empty despite doing everything right, it's a sign to get a checkup. We want you to have the vitality to enjoy life, play with the grandkids, travel, or just do the things you love. Don't let an undiagnosed issue steal that vitality from you. We've just gone through a lot of important information. 7 signs that might signal liver cancer or other liver problems, and some ways to help prevent them. Now, I want to take a moment to encourage reflection. How do you feel after hearing these signs? Did any of them ring a bell for you or someone you care about? It's a lot to take in, I know. The goal here isn't to make you fearful, but to empower you. When we're in our 60s and beyond, health can become more uncertain, but being informed is our best defense. Maybe you learned something new today. Perhaps you didn't know that unexplained weight loss or feeling full too fast could be serious. Or maybe you're now thinking, I have been more tired than usual. Maybe I should check in with my doctor. That kind of awareness is exactly what this video is about. Knowledge gives it the power to act. Remember, having one or even several of these signs does not mean you have cancer. There are many other more common and treatable causes for each of these symptoms. But what's important is not to ignore your body. If you notice these signs, the safest thing to do is to have them checked by a doctor. It could be nothing serious, and then you have peace of mind. And if it is something that needs attention, you'll have caught it early when it's most treatable also. Think about prevention as a lifelong gift to yourself. The tips we discuss are actually pretty simple when you break them down. Keep up with regular health checkups, go easy on the alcohol, avoid smoking, eat a healthy diet with less processed junk and more real food, stay active, and protect yourself from hepatitis and other infections. These steps can dramatically lower your risk of liver cancer and indeed many other illnesses. Even if you pick 1 or 2 areas to improve, like maybe cutting down that nightly glass of whiskey to just once a week or adding an extra veggie to your dinner plate, you're taking a positive step. It's never too late to make changes. Our bodies have an amazing capacity to heal and bounce back when we give them a chance. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Did any of the 7 signs surprise you? Do you have any personal experiences or stories, maybe a friend or family member, that went through something similar to Nancy or Tom, or are other examples? Share what you learned or what you're feeling in the comments. Your story might help someone else listening in this community. Maybe you decided to schedule that checkup you've been putting off, or you're feeling grateful because you're not experiencing these signs. Whatever it is, feel free to share. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up like. It really helps to spread this information to more people. And consider subscribing to our channel for more health conversations like this. We talk about various ways to stay healthy and thrive in our 60s, 70s, and beyond, always with a caring, supportive tone. So if that interests you, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Lastly, think about someone you care about, maybe a friend from your exercise class, a sibling, or a neighbor who might benefit from this information. Share this video with them. You never know. It might spark a life-saving doctor's visit or encourage them to take better care of their liver. Thank you so much for spending these moments with me today, talking about a topic that truly can make a difference in how we enjoy our later years. Remember, your health is your wealth, especially as time goes on. By staying informed and proactive, you're investing in many more happy and healthy tomorrows. Take care of yourself, stay well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.